have times changed for the better or for the worst when it comes to relationships, dating, that sort of stuff?
The worst.
The worst?
Worst.
Who said that?
Monique.
Phyllis and Monique. Why have they changed for the worse?
Um, well, first of all, the internet destroyed everything. The entertainment industry,
How?
the entertainment industry, the modeling industry, art. I mean, do we love it? Do we need it? Do we thrive on it? Does it help us? Yes. But as far as like fundamentals go and like, just take online dating, for example, you
Okay.
know, everything is so much more accessible
Such as?
and people, you open your phone and there's, you swipe, you just find, and just because everything is so accessible because of the internet, I feel like there's less of a reason for people to commit. And I lived in Los Angeles for 11 years, so I've experienced this firsthand. You know, if you're in a relationship or if there's somebody that you really like, there's not really a really strong inclination to connect and to be vulnerable or to commit because there's so many other people at your fingertips just right around the corner and on your phone,
So you think
so
there's too many options?
there's it's not that there are too many options. I think that people are just too choosy. It's
When you say
that.
people, is it gender specific though? Is it men or is it women or is it
Nope.
both men and women
Nope.
are
I'm
just
gonna tell you
choosy?
something right now. When it comes, I don't care what you're talking about. Women are just as bad as men, and men are just as bad as women. It doesn't matter. I'm not being gender specific. It's
In
just
what sense though? In
human
being
nature,
choosy?
and being choosy, instant gratification. Because everything that you could accuse a man of doing in a relationship these days, women are doing. You know what I mean? The tradition is kind of out the window, so to say. I feel
If
like.
it if it's people are too choosy, do you think people's standards have gone up then? How has it gotten worse? If it's just you're too choosy, wouldn't being too choosy have been an issue before the internet and social media?
Okay, what's a good example? For example, and I've seen this in your shows and I've seen it in multiple videos. What is it like the six figure, what is it called again? Like the guy's got a like six figures, six something.
Oh,
What is
that's
it?
Oh, like six
that's
sixes?
actually that's actually a female trope.
Yeah. Well,
That
I'm
actually
going
came
to use
from
that
women.
as an
The six
example.
sixes, right? Six
I'm
foot
going to use
tall,
that
six
as an
figure income,
example.
600 horsepower car, six pack abs, 6 months out of the relationship. Yeah.
Well, let's just talk about that for a second. Women came up with
Hmm.
that. The average woman that uses that rule doesn't own her own car, lives in a studio apartment, and can't even boil an egg. So, yes, it's standards that are way too high, not within your realistic range, because you think you have access, you get a little bit of attention, you have access to all these other people. People have a displaced concept of reality. So, I mean, I could go deep into this if you want, or I can just tell you that yes, things are different
Okay.
and people are more choosy, but they're not necessarily being choosy for the right reasons.
Okay, let's come back to that. So I want to hear from the other gals too. So, times have changed, but have they changed for the better or for the worse in your opinions?
Yeah, well, I'll piggyback off of what she was saying. I think she was saying that men are, or not men, but people are being more choosy in a way is the fact that they have this idea in the back of their head that like at any time there is a roster that they could have, you know what I mean? The people that are continuing to flirt with them or whatever, reaching out, liking their stuff, it feels as if there are unlimited options. So then when we enter a relationship and they end up becoming the mirror that they're meant to be, because that's literally the point of all of these relationships is to see what we are not conscious of seeing within ourselves so that we can grow and become better and learn whatever lesson that we came here to learn. I think people are becoming more choosy because once that's reflected back to them, oh, nasty, I've got really bad toxic patterns that I don't really want to look at. I'm just going to leave you and find somebody else that's not going to do that. So I can be comfortable in my own crap. And that's why we have all of these people that get into these relationships and then get out and they're hopping into another one. And the dating scene is just horrific because there's all these unhealed people running around getting into relationships when they should never get into relationships. They should focus on the one that they were in, learn the lesson that they were supposed to learn from that relationship, and then maybe find that other person. Or maybe they just stay with that person that helped them grow. That's exactly what happened in my relationship. We were off and on for the duration of our 2 years, and we were extremely toxic to each other. But we sat down, looked at our own crap and said, I don't want to be like this anymore. I don't like hurting people. I don't like being bad. So I'm going to do better. And it's bonded us so deeply and so beautifully that like, I just see forever with this person because of that. And because we went through those trying times and we overcame it together.
Okay. And what about you, Elena? The Gypsy Queen.
Hey.
Hi.
I feel like we're viewing this more from the perspective of dating and marriage for love rather than the institution that it is initially intended for. And I think we're better off now, especially as women, because we have access to more choices. But I disagree with the fast food culture around dating.
Fast food culture. It's all McDonald's.
Yeah, like you're saying, it prevents people from actually doing the work or having any sort of like growth or self-development, introspective. Yeah.
Interesting. Okay, so let me phrase a question to you this way. I can produce a magic wand and wave it and solve these issues that exist within dating right now. What is the issue that you would want to see fixed? This is the question I want to ask all of you. So what is the main issue that you think should be fixed?
Accountability.
Vulnerability.
Accountability and
Yes, sir.
radical acceptance of just who you are and how you're acting. You know what I mean? And like taking a hard look at yourself and not stop pointing the finger, stop being a victim. We're all just everybody just
stop
wants
being a victim.
Perpetual victim and blame everybody else for all of their problems. And oh my gosh, I just keep attracting these horrible men and not realizing that it's part of you that's attracting these horrible men. You know what I mean? Things that the boundaries that you're not setting, the appeasing people and, basically being self-sacrificial for people that don't even deserve it. Like, and it's just like you keep repeating the same pattern until you learn the lesson that you're meant to learn.
Can you give me a specific example? Like, what do you mean accountability? Because I'm assuming that when you're answering the question, you're sort of looking at guys and past patterns and past behaviors of men. What is it specifically that you can use as an example when it comes to like accountability?
So accountability would be like, if I am coming to you and saying like, hey, this action hurt me, instead of you deflecting and saying, well, you did this and that's why I did this. No, take accountability for your part in the situation. You know what I mean? Take accountability and just take the hard look at yourself. Take a step back, zoom out a little bit. How are you acting?
Can we get that example though? Like a specific one?
Okay, so like say my dude cheated on me and it was because before then I had texted somebody back that he told me not to text back. You know what I mean? Like
so it's like a retribution sort of thing. Like you did that, so I'm going to do this.
Yeah, like basically like making justifications for your actions instead of taking accountability for your actions.
Okay. Now, what if we were to own it and say, yeah, okay, so I did that. I'm sorry that you were hurt. Like,
how would you move forward through that?
Yeah, I mean, if you took accountability in that sense and said, yeah, I'm sorry you're hurt. I did that.
Yeah, well, then it would require action and like you actually changing who you are as a person and how you're operating and existing within the world.
Oh, okay. So you want to change the fiber of the being.
I don't know necessarily what you mean by that, but like what I'm saying is if you cheated I would want you to fully understand what motivated you to actually do that, and then love me through whatever pain that I caused you. You know what I mean? Like kind of like help each other.
What about cheating? Is it that grinds your gears?
All right, guys, I really hope that you enjoyed that clip. If you want to check out the full-length podcast episode, you can find that right over here. Also, make sure you visit my website over here where you'll find my supplements, the opportunity to book me privately one-on-one for coaching, and most importantly, my new School of Unplugging, which you'll find on the courses tab. Newer to the channel, hit subscribe.